resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
How are you, buckaroo?
Oh, man, I got the shutdown blues, dude.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
It's serious, though. I mean,
it is.
I hate to share my feelings because occasionally I find you okay as a human being, so I think the word is sorry-ish or something. So
right.
I hope it ends for you soon.
Thank you. Yeah, because my day gig, I'm furloughed. But I just wanted to shout out real quick to Casa Borgia. They're right over there in Central City. And on Thursday, they gave me free lunch.
Sweet.
Yeah, all the federal workers who showed up got free lunch and a margarita. So it was
well, see, did you just have the liquid lunch, Brian?
I did not just have the liquid lunch, but I was really super appreciative of that. And I need to go get by the Ruby Slipper because they got free breakfast. So.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so let's lay out the show. Obviously, we start off with top nerd news, and then we have our boy Skungy with his pick of the week. And then
our guest is Brett Bonowicz. He is a documentarian, and he's going to be talking about some projects that he's working on. I'm really excited to kind of dig into some of this because they're really kind of geeky. And, so I don't want to spoil it.
All right, I'm going to just Google that word because I think you're making stuff up.
Uh-huh.
But we'll end the show with
This Week in Geek History. Yes, absolutely.
Nobody knows. All right. And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian, what's topping us off tonight?
We cannot start without talking about the Ghostbusters sequel that just got announced.
Shh, don't say anything.
What?
Because YouTube will get mad at us.
Oh, yeah. Just don't play the music.
Oh, okay. So I could say Ghostbusters.
Pretty much.
See, I shouldn't even sing it, huh?
Right, exactly.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, we got popped on YouTube for playing
We're
that.
in YouTube jail.
Yeah, but in any case, Ghostbusters has announced that there's going to be a direct sequel, and they put out a little teaser trailer. It was super cool because we got to see Ecto-1 under a tarp in a barn.
I know, but the little sparky dewjobbies, I wonder if that's like the containment unit.
It could be.
Like if the containment unit cracks open and all of them run away free, or maybe it's the pink slime again, because that was the best thing ever. Ghostbusters 2, the pink slime. We can all jump in Lady Liberty and sing Kumbaya.
You're like the buzzing of flies to Vigo.
That was the best part.
But yes, Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, is going to be directing this, and I think Ivan Reitman is going to be on as a producer, executive producer, something like that. But we don't really have any news other than it's happening. I think it's going to look like maybe a summer of 2020 release.
Yeah, they're saying 2020.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the lady Ghostbusters? They just don't exist anymore now?
Well, apparently it is just not recognizing that movie as part of that.
Well, you and I were talking about it
right.
actually to Angie over there, and it was before the show. We were talking about how the reboot, when they first did their teaser trailer, it made people feel as if it was going to be Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
And I think that bait and switch was just, they started off on that wrong step.
Right.
And it snowballed into just pure hatred for at that point, they could do nothing right. It didn't matter because people had made up their mind that you said in 1980 this happened, so we all assumed it was Ghostbusters 3. And, the internet trolls being what they are, just said, tore it up. I mean, I still love the movie, but
well, and there's an argument about constant sequels to movies, and when we get Rocky 400, type deal, like, is it really worth it? But in this instance, they set up the original movie to be like franchises, like, hey, we're going to franchise this Ghostbuster idea out, and then you've got this innumerable amount of stories that you can tell. Yes, in the Ghostbusters
New Orleans,
right? Exactly. So I mean, they got Ghost in the Swamp, man, the Rougarou, and all that kind of stuff. Come on,
Regis Prograis is the Rougarou.
So yeah, I mean. I'm excited. I think it's cool that they're moving the story forward. And you know what? Look, if they can't get Bill Murray back, who cares, right? Take it in a new direction. Or look, what they should have did with Star Wars, right, is just bring the old guys in for the first 10, 20 minutes, right? And then just be like, all right, guys, here's a new team, and you guys move forward and go. And then I would be super excited about that.
No, they just decided to start killing everybody, But, all right, well, so, yeah. Vigo, I guess...
You're like the buzzing of flies to him.
He doesn't care. Your 3 doesn't exist. Your reboots doesn't exist to Vigo. All right, what's next?
Let's talk about the...
I'm so confused now.
Yes, let's talk about the Orville, man. So Halston Sage is exiting the series.
Did you see the episode? And the reason I put it in our show notes is because I actually watched the episode.
So I didn't get a chance to get it.
So, it had, her dad was the from Star Trek, the Hollow Doctor from Voyager, whose name I can't remember. The bald guy, the Hollow Doctor.
Right.
But also, it was
the emergency medical hologram.
Yes. The other, the parents of, long story short, the other guy who was in it, the bad guy, was the doctor from the Enterprise.
Oh,
Phlox.
Nice. All right.
So, it was awesome. It was such a huge tip of the hat, and just like, I think it's just Star Trek, we're coming for you. We got 2 fingers in the air for you, and the Orville's coming. And
it was Robert Picardo is who you're thinking of. Yes,
that is him. Well, so here's the interesting part, though. Think back to Star Trek The Next Generation. Who was the first character to die in that show?
Was it Tasha Yar?
It was. She was the security person. It's always the security person who dies first. And she wasn't even wearing red. Tasha Yar wore yellow.
Yeah.
But then we got your boy, who's Worf.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow. Jeez. Okay. Brain no worky.
Okay.
So look, I don't know. I like I like her character. It was an interesting little dynamic she had because she was super strong from this this strong gravity planet. It was fun. They could make those kind of like macho, I don't know what the hell the word is, like those macho super guy things, and just take that joke and flip it because she was the super strong chick.
Yeah.
And so
and
she
she's
would
tiny.
Yeah. Outside her makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, she could. It was funny the way they would take those jokes and just kind of flip it, and that's something the Orville has done the entire season. So I mean, it's a fun show. I got to watch that one, and it was weird too because she went back home, and the way they wrote it out was just that because of the extreme gravity, she started losing her strength and bone density, blah blah blah. So they even made it partially scientific to write her out. But apparently, the new person is going to be the same exact species. And so then they can keep doing those jokes.
No, that's cool.
That was my long-winded version of what happened to the Orville.
All right.
You're welcome, world.
Cool. What's the deal with the pickles?
What?
Never mind.
Oh, yeah, because she's the only one who can open the jar of pickles.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's just like, honey, can you open these? So that was always the joke.
Gotcha.
She would open the doors, that stuff.
Yes, clearly I'm behind on the Orville, so... All right.
It's easy to catch up because they only got one season right now.
Yeah, no.
It's easy.
I've got to get to it. I can get it while I'm on furlough. So, all right. You put notes in here for that Stan Lee tribute event, Excelsior.
Yes.
Yes. Kevin Smith is going to be hosting this at the Hollywood Chinese Theater.
Yes.
And the guests are Mark Hamill, Rob Liefeld, Vincent D'Onofrio, and maybe some more. So
yes.
Yes. It was just that's it.
Yes.
So it's going to have.
I just saw Stan Lee in a tribute and Kevin Smith. What more do you need?
Okay, yeah, no, it's a celebration of the amazing, fantastic, incredible, and uncanny life of Stan Lee. It's going to be on Wednesday, January 30th, and tickets are between $150 and $200.
Yeah, we're not going.
Net proceeds go to the nonprofit charitable organization, the Hero Initiative, which supports comic book creators, artists and writers in need, which is super cool, and I'm sure there's going to be some sort of streaming.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. We're not going.
No,
I love it. Put in for press passes. Let's just see what happens. The weekend, what?
Right.
Local celebrity Brian Held. Fly from Man's Chinese Theater. Yeah. Live from Man's Chinese Theater, local celebrity Brian Held. Hobnobs and rubs elbows.
With Kevin Smith.
Yes. All right, what's next?
Well, did you want to talk about...
I want to talk about Ronda Rousey.
Okay, let's go there.
Ronda Rousey. Look, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I do enjoy wrestling. I don't watch as much as I should, but you know she's in the WWE, and so she can kind of act,
right?
But it's Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 11. Do you really need to be able to act? Do you?
Maybe.
I mean, it's going to be.
And she's just voicing it.
Yeah,
so.
Right. But they're going to do the little bodysuit stuff too.
Okay, probably, yeah.
So I don't know. I found that interesting because I don't know. I like Ronda Rousey.
Okay, that's cool.
And now you know. Dun, 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 dun.
Do you play Mortal Kombat?
I do, and I look. Actually, I don't get owned by that. It really has become a button masher. There's a few things like when we were at NOLA Game Fest. That was the big championship game, and when I'm watching these kids just wholesale slaughter people, the little combo moves. Like if whoever got that first hit, they would just beat the love and snot out of them, and then that was it. All right, Spock and Kirk are going to the little golden books. I put this in as a parent, Brian.
Yeah.
To all of our nerdy parents out there, I can't tell you how much money I've spent on books. Just when DJ's now 12 and Dean's 5, so I actually don't have to buy a whole lot more books because when you
pass them down,
monster would throw away a book. But this is something that they never really had. They never had the Star Trek books, and I think it's kind of. Hopefully they don't do the Romulan Garbage Man universe, and they can just kind of maybe go back to old school, Kirk and Spock, and pretend that other stuff didn't happen.
Yeah,
magic blood.
Right.
I'm not letting it go. Sorry.
No, that's cool. We just quickly moved past the fact that you're not completely a monster because you don't throw away books.
Who throws away books? Nobody. Look, dude, when my dad passed away and all those books, we're like, okay, what do we do? And there was so many self-help books, and obviously I need no self-help. So I'm like, what do we do with them? Me and Elmer, I'm like, I'm not throwing away. I'm like, who can we give them to? Somebody who needs self-help books.
Okay.
So we couldn't find those people because everyone we know is perfectly balanced, well-adjusted individuals.
Fair enough. Did you donate them to your local public library?
I did.
Good. So the little golden books for Star Trek are available on pre-order now. They're $4.99 a piece.
Yeah, dude, they're good deals, and actually, you can get them at most places. Really, I mean, I would always, either get them either online, but we got so many bookstores here in town, and they all carry them too. So
right. So, did you want to? How much time do we have?
Not much, so we need to kind of get rolling.
You know what? Let's mention this because somebody, my buddy Matt Davis, sent me this trailer earlier. The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot.
Is it Sam Elliott from Roadhouse fame?
Yes. And
awesome.
I'm
thought
like,
he'd be bigger.
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what is this? And I started watching the trailer and I was immediately engrossed, right? Because he's like some, war vet, right, who lives in town and he's just, total PTSD and he gets roughed around by people and, they show him confronting some thugs trying to rob him and then he just totally owns them. And, apparently he was a German officer at one point. And he put a bullet in Hitler and he's, recognizing like, even though that dude needed to die, it was wrong for me to kill him. Like
So I'm going to go out and kill Bigfoot, and that'll even out the universe?
Well, then
I don't follow that train.
I guess one of this secret government agency comes and finds him, and you're a killing machine, and you need to kill because this Sasquatch has.
They put too much thought into this plot. Apparently,
this Sasquatch has a virus that is going to potentially infect humanity.
It's going to turn everyone into little Hitlers.
You have to destroy it, and so that's kind of look. It looked intriguing, man.
Is it a Sasquatch that only has like the soul patch under its nose? It's like a not hairy Sasquatch.
They didn't show the creature, man. Come on, you can't. That would be telling. So
remember this song, Space Force?
Yes.
The Office. On Netflix, they just started a Twitter campaign just a few days ago. They're making a Space Force for Netflix.
Oh my
with
God!
Steve Carell.
Wow.
Look, I tweeted out, don't play with my bleeping emotions because I want to see The Office rebooted as Space Force. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. And of course, Space Farce will be the theme for this year's Chewbacca's.
I didn't even mean to do. No, I totally meant to do that.
Yes.
See,
That's
the segue from hell.
All right,
there.
guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to have our boy Skungy in his pick of the week. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Space Force, Space Force, Space Force, Space Force.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at W&Q's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Mata Hari, Agent H21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
This is Captain Rex, troopers, and you're listening to The Week in Geek. Now move out!
Welcome back into The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, it is your favoriteest part in the whole wide world.
Yippee!
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Skungy, what's shaking, bacon?
Not a whole lot, gentlemen. How y'all on this fine afternoon, evening?
We are super fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Awesome.
All right, what you got for us today, Skungy?
Today I have Call of Cthulhu.
Ooh, Cyber Ernie's going to like that.
Is everybody going to go insane and then that's it? The game is over? Everybody loses their mind?
Well, basically, yes. That's how Call of Cthulhu goes.
That's how it goes?
It's so the obligatory Cthulhu game, as you know, in the board game world they call them. So this is the newest game that's based off of the Lovecraftian work. It is going to be a first-person investigative game. Now, to just give a little background, Call of Cthulhu is based off the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and it's always it's about dark rituals and people going insane and whatnot. This particular game, you're playing a detective named Edward Pierce. He's a veteran alcoholic private investigator.
Nice.
What?
Standard issue for the Cthulhu mythos.
The gumshoe. I always played a chemist in Cthulhu because that was the only one who could make dynamite, and then you would blow yourself up along with the eldritch horrors.
Nice. Well, because you're not going to make it out with your sanity or your life.
Right. So just the first step is knowing you're already dead.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, but what about this game?
So this one, the cool thing about with this character is that he's kind of a blank slate. And as you go through the game, you increase your skills in different areas. And depending on how you, like, what clues you unlock. So, for instance, if you decide to unlock more occult skills, you would find different clues than somebody who was like more of a medicine or more like strength skills. So the game kind of molds and changes towards what kind of character you're playing.
Interesting. All right, so I guess that means there's a lot of replayability to this.
Yeah, there would be. So, and the cool thing about it is that if you give heavy investment in a skill, it's going to reward you with like unique story, like story mode being moved a little bit forward. The game is very strong in writing, and that's the thing about with Call of Cthulhu and the entire Lovecraftian world is the narrative of it.
It better be, yeah.
Yeah, it's just oozing, the appropriate word, oozing with just lore. So that's the one thing about when we're playing this is that you want to like read stuff and you can get like extra story if you invest heavily in one skill as opposed to another.
All right.
Now the game's campaign is going to be about 15 hours.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But you're playing it. It's more of like a detective game. So they got almost kind of like CSI scenes in it where you're sitting there examining a scene and you're trying to find clues and what clues are going to unlock what. Now, they have, you're also going to, like, interrogate people, and it's got a really cool dialogue tree. Now, a lot of times when you're playing, like, these games, like, almost like a Mass Effect or whatnot, when you're talking to people, you have a bunch of different options. And then, like, you pick that option, and then you go back, and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to ask you about this. The dialogue flows a lot more naturally. So if you go and you ask them something, you're probably not going to be able to, you're only going to have, like, one choice to ask them. And then you can't go back through the dialogue tree. So it's like you make your choice to ask them something. That's going to be it.
Okay, further enhancing the replayability.
Exactly.
All right.
It does have a little bit of problems. It's got a very bland a couple of stealth missions that are very, very bland, and combat feels a little bit clunky.
Okay.
But the game wasn't really meant for combat a lot of times. It's more like you said, once again, the investigation. And then of course going with your Cthulhu, the more you know, the more you learn, the crazier you get.
Yes.
Nice.
How spooky how spooky is like the visuals though? I mean, is it a nice dark horror realm that you're traversing around and
it's
losing your mind
that, that New England kind of, very gothic 1930s feel to it.
No, sorry.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it where it's dark, but it's not muddy. It's not like the visuals don't look muddy, like you can't see what's going on. The visuals are very crisp. It looks cool. It's very engaging, and then the sound in it is just so creepy because you'll hear like whispers and whatnot. Like this is kind of a game I would play with headphones on if you have the chance, because it immerses you more into it, because as you go insane, you hear more things, you hear voices,
wow.
And it just adds into the whole atmosphere of the game.
Red rum.
Nice. So you're saying headphones and then turn all the lights off, right?
Yeah, basically, just to give you, a little bit more of like, immersion into the experience.
Set the mood.
Set an egg timer underneath the couch and don't tell yourself.
Like I said, I really like this game, but I'm also a little bit biased because I am a huge fan of anything Cthulhu, like, all the different board games they have out there, like Mansion of Madness, Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror, all these games are
What about Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom? Do you like that too?
Of course I do.
That was a weird cartoon movie. It was like he's traversing a frozen world with Cthulhu, him and my buddy, my Cthulhu and me.
It's just weird.
So
weird stuff.
who manufactured this game, Skungy?
You know what?
Little Indonesian kids.
That one, you know what? I don't even have that in my notes.
Oh,
that was
come
the one thing
on.
I forgot to put in my notes.
That guy who did the thing with the other guys who did that cool thing.
You know,
all right, well, price and platform then, Skungy.
It's going to be $60. It's on Xbox One, PS4, and it's on the PC as well. But this is also a game that I hate to say it, since it's more of a niche title, the price will probably drop sooner rather than later. So you might want to just hold off a little bit, and you might get it at a cheaper price.
That's good sense.
So, Skungy, this came out in October, right?
Yes. It was in October.
All right, so the developer is Cyanide.
Oh, Cyanide Studios.
Yes. So, all right, just wanted to... Wow, they did Blood Bowl?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And Blood Bowl 2 is, on sale all the time.
Yeah.
All the time with all the extra expansion teams.
All right, reel it in. Everybody's wandering off the ranch here right now. All right, so we got price and platform. So do you recommend this game even though you're biased towards it?
I do, just because there aren't enough, especially on console, there aren't enough, narrative-driven or investigative type of gameplay. So I really suggest it just because it's something different than just a mindless run-and-gun shooter.
That was like the hallmark of PC games back in the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that was like the go-to for PC games. And then when shooters came out, it's like stupid, dirty PCs can't hang. Yeah,
that sounds like a challenge, Dave.
I'm sorry, were you talking?
Yeah, let me get a PS4, hook up keyboard and mouse up to it, and
That's
smoke
cheating.
you.
That is cheating, you cheater baby.
All right. Well, hey, maybe if you're waiting for Bethesda to build a narrative for Fallout 76, you can get Call of Cthulhu instead. So
don't hold your breath.
Right.
All right, Skungy. You know what? You're fired. Get out of here. Yeah. Get out of here. Bye. All right, what's coming up next, Brian?
All right, guys. When we get back, we're going to have our interview with Brett Bonowicz, and he is a documentarian. He's going to be talking about all the great projects he's been working on.
Did you make up that word, documentarian?
I did not. Guys.
A librarian?
All right, stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek. Don't forget, you can listen to previous episodes on the iHeartRadio app at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here are your hosts, D Squared and Brian Held.
Welcome back into the Week in Geek. I am D Squared along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, let's go to the guest line.
Absolutely. So joining us tonight, we have director and editor Brett Bonowicz. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. So would it be fair to say that you're a documentarian?
Sure, absolutely. I think the last, couple of years of my work definitely covers that name.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you, because Dave didn't believe
Is it a real word? Is that a real word?
I don't think it's a real word.
Yes! Up yours, Brian!
Okay.
Thank you. I love you, sir.
Well, you do have some very incredible projects. Why don't we start off with The Perfect 46? This is something that you did back in 2014, but tell me about what this project was.
Yeah, so the idea with that was to do a low-budget science fiction film that explored ideas. So, I wanted to kind of build out arguments that had gray areas and then kind of explore that while using accurate science.
All right.
So it's about a geneticist who creates a website that will pair you with your perfect genetic partner, and then kind of the, fallout from that situation.
It sounds a little like Gattaca.
I was about to say, yeah. How could the perfect babies be wrong, though?
You could make a really fun triple feature if you watch Jurassic Park and then watch The Perfect 46 and then watch Gattaca.
Wow.
They all kind of lead into each other, and actually our lead in Perfect 46 is the little kid in the beginning of Jurassic Park, the 6-foot turkey kid.
Okay.
And he doesn't have a name in Jurassic Park. He's this volunteer boy, so it's conceivable that he could be the same exact person.
Wow.
Nice.
That's super cool. So, I mean, give me an example of some of the conundrums that we're dealing with in The Perfect 46.
I guess we explore the idea of what is normal, how do we perceive the world around us, where can we push boundaries, and, what are the human limits to
right.
it? One of the analogies I would always make with that film was, The Perfect 46 is only a kind of a problem because people accept it in that world. If they rejected it, then it would just go away. So there's a part of technology that we have to embrace it in order for it to even become, a Black Mirror-ish nightmare.
Right.
So if nobody bought Google Glass, so it didn't become a thing,
Right.
But everybody bought an iPhone, and now we have to worry about, whatever, I don't know, whoever's listening or however it goes.
Right.
There's always a price to pay, and it depends on consumer adoption as well.
No, that's fair. No, so in recent news, right, we had that Chinese scientist who claimed to have cloned a child. Is that
right.
sort of what we're talking about here?
Yeah, our film isn't quite like that, and the film predated CRISPR, so we didn't really explore any sort of gene editing, really.
Okay.
The perspective of the film is from the CEO of The Perfect 46, so it ties into the thematic issues of rock star CEOs who are so tied to their companies that, if the company hurts, the CEO hurts. If the CEO hurts, the company hurts, kind of thing. So
okay.
that's one of the themes that we're also exploring there.
All right. No, that's fair. So this, you said, would lead into another project that you worked on called Closer Than We Think. And this has to do with the comic industry, right?
Yeah, so we were looking at art for the main character's office in The Perfect 46, and we didn't end up using it, but it's one of the things I'd found on Matt Novak's Paleo Future blog was all of this magnificent artwork by this artist named Arthur Radabaugh. And so he did Closer Than We Think. And really beyond Matt's articles that, many of them were just kind of analysis on what he was predicting. So one of them was the Visiphone, which was essentially like looking at Skype or FaceTime. There's another one that's electric small car that essentially describes like a Nissan Leaf.
Wow.
So I became kind of fascinated with this art and couldn't find anything about him. I thought I would just search YouTube, find kind of like an older 15-minute interview, kind of black backdrop kind of thing, just a journalist smoking, talking to him.
Right.
And I couldn't find anything. So that started, close to a 3-year odyssey of trying to find people that knew him, people that were influenced by him, and kind of studying this microcosm of this one particular artist to talk about this like golden age of post-World War II futurism.
So we're talking 1950s?
Yeah, he started work pre-World War II, and you see like a lot of the work is pretty different, and then after World War II, it becomes this idea of, you can grab the future is yours,
well, that's pretty obvious.
Life after World War II kind of thing.
That's why you couldn't find him, because he's a time traveler. See? There you go. Problem solved. Now we know.
Nice. So, I mean, what was he doing this art for? Was it just for regular comic books as inserts, or was it his own books? Or
so he was living in Detroit for almost his entire life. So at first, he was doing a lot of work for car companies. So he had kind of like kind of a normal-ish background of kind of a house and stuff, and then you see kind of like a space car, and and his work becomes pretty recognizable. That kind of falls out of fashion. If photography comes into fashion with car advertisements, and he moves into doing kind of this. At first, he's just kind of appearing in the newspaper. It's pretty sporadic work for this. It was called "Can You Imagine?" And it was black and white. I've never found anything in color. It's still kind of stark imagery, but post-World War II. And then later on, that moves into Closer Than We Think. And that was actually like a Sunday Funnies kind of thing. It would appear, underneath Dick Tracy. And it was a single panel strip that made a prediction of the future and then had some text accompany it.
Wow. No, that's cool.
Maybe it was a ghost. I'm racking my brain here. Sorry.
No, that's cool. All right. Well, so while we're talking about an artist, you have a new project that's going to be coming out relatively soon called Artist Depiction, and it relates to art for NASA, right?
That's right, yeah. So one of the artists that we talked to, because we never found any video or audio of Arthur Radabaugh, we reached out to a couple of artists that, have kind of shown the future, one of them being Sid Mead, who, obviously worked on Blade Runner and Tron, and the other one being Rick Gaitis, who did a lot of this marvelous NASA artwork in the 1970s depicting all these space colonies. So we interviewed him for Closer Than We Think, and after doing that interview, I was like, I think there's more here. And through a contact at NASA, was able to, talk to a few other artists, and then we kind of made it into this, essentially like a web series. We've also edited it together as a feature, and we've been showing that at festivals as well.
Okay. No, that's great. And that comes out in March, right, officially?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you said on Vimeo, and where else?
Yeah, it'll be on Vimeo in March, and then it'll also be on the science streaming service Labo City. I think that's going to be mid-February. We'll be releasing like one a week.
Okay.
And then we'll be probably adding it to other platforms, probably late spring, early summer.
That's cool, man. I'm like genuinely interested because my dad worked for NASA, so
they're great interviews. They're really worth sitting and kind of listening to these people's stories of like you think about the mission and stuff, but you don't think about who actually sat down and painted it and actually has it have it there. It's pretty incredible to listen to and have that kind of oral history saved in the way that we didn't get to have for Radabaugh.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, I just want to establish for the record, Merriam-Webster defines documentarian as one who makes a documentary. So
You're
it's
making stuff up. It's a made up word, Brian. Admit that you were wrong. Are you going to contradict our guest right now? Look,
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
He doesn't like mommy and daddy fighting, so stop yelling at him.
Okay.
No, I mean, when you think about it, it's all made up. We can make anything a word.
I'm a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, sir.
Yes, well said, sir. So, what's in the pike now? Do you have more documentaries you're working on, or other series that you're building up on?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to continue Artist Depiction. I have this idea of doing kind of a second series that would talk to artists who have done kind of paperback covers for science fiction books.
Nice.
Kind of centering around that. Would love to do that. Don't really have that together at all right now. I've been writing a new, fictional film that hopefully that will get going, and a short story collection as well that are all science fiction short stories.
All right. Well, where can folks find you on the net to keep up with all these great projects you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm at clindar.net. I'll spell that out because it's not a very familiar word. So that's at CLINDAR.net.
All right, good deal.
Kind of like documentarian, Brian. That made-up word.
And it was made up by Arthur C. Clarke, which I guess Clindar was the name for the alien presence that was going to be in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Nice. Well, Brett, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hang tight for us. Guys, stay tuned when we get back. We're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Autobots, transform and roll out.
Welcome back into The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
Now, as always, we want to strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show, like the definition of documentarian, or you want to hear your favorite part again, you can always catch us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify.
And your mama's house.
Thank you.
All right, Brian, it is time for...
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, wow. All right, Brian, there's somebody in there with you. Who is this guy?
There is, James.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I'm. If you haven't met me before, I'm James Parker. I'm a documentarian during the week. Yeah.
Nice.
He is the co-host of Gregory Ricks.
Winning It Live with Gregory Ricks. We're on 6 days a week on 16 affiliates based out of WRNO in New Orleans.
Yeah. Sweet. And the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do some of this history stuff.
All right, what's stopping us off, Brian?
All right, you got to guess the first one. You ready? Yes.
Yeah.
On January 14th, 2011. Directed by Michael Gondry and starring Seth Rogen, Jay Chu, Cameron Diaz, and Christoph Waltz, it is...
Seth Rogen and Cameron Diaz.
And Jay Chu.
Michael Gondry.
I have no freaking clue. You're making stuff up. Documentarian. I'm lost.
Green Hornet.
The movie sucks. You can't use that. No.
Why?
No one watched that movie.
Wait, I didn't know that Mikkel Gondry did it, or Mitchell, or Michael, or I've heard it pronounced every other way.
Mitochondria were involved.
Right.
But that's the guy that did like Eternal Sunshine, The Spotless Mind, a bunch of White Stripes videos. And wasn't that filmed on the North Shore? I think a chunk of that was in Madisonville or Covington or something.
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, so see, that movie brought much needed revenue into our community, Dave.
But no money to the movie makers, that's for sure.
I might be confusing that with Green Arrow.
Maybe so.
Green Lantern is who you're thinking
Green
of.
Lantern.
Oh, yes.
Now, was that in Mandeville?
That was with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
the
but
one
no,
he
it was
denies.
down in the warehouse district too, though.
Yeah.
I didn't watch either one of those, so.
You missed nothing. Good on you, sir. Your dreams will not be haunted.
Well, I saw Green Mile, and then that kind of wore me out on the Green movies. I got to build it back up before I jump back in.
Magical immortal mouse. What more do you need to know?
There you go.
More history. That's what I need to know.
Yes.
More history. That's what I need to know. Let's go.
Next item on my list, January 15th, 2001. Launched by Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger, Wikipedia joins the internet.
That's good because that is the source of all information for humanity.
All truth, right?
It's true. Everything's right.
Okay, so what doesn't exist anymore that you will have to explain to your kids is a set of encyclopedias.
That's true.
It's exactly true.
There's no such thing as a traveling encyclopedia salesman. You don't see commercials for the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
You can go to the thrift store and buy probably a whole set minus like K and a J somewhere or a W.
My mom used to buy Funk and Wagnall's encyclopedias from Winn-Dixie, and you got plates and stuff.
Because I'm tight.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Here's some education and some flatware.
Exactly, pretty much. It was good. All right, next item on my list, January 16th, 2007.
I don't know where this is going.
Yes. Sees the first World of Warcraft expansion, The Burning Crusade. It's released in North America and Europe.
Wait, the what?
The Burning Crusade. It was the first expansion to WoW.
Oh, I see. I never played WoW.
You played EverQuest.
Right.
Yeah.
So I played something else that ruined my sex life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got in right as Burning Crusade released. I was like, all right, I'll snap on this. And 3 years of my life down the drain.
Look,
So
choices were made, lives were ruined.
I was in a raiding guild. It was bad.
Dave, I thought you got the Burning Crusade at spring break, Panama City.
I went to the Hotel Coral Essex.
Didn't you tell me about that one time? Yeah.
I did.
All right. Here's
next?
another movie. January 17th, 2004. This debuted at the Sundance Film Festival on this date, starring John Heder. It's Napoleon Dynamite.
Fantastic movie.
I love that movie.
Dang quesadillas.
Not one cuss word.
Yeah.
And that's the.
I never thought of that.
I know,
No, there's not.
but the movie maker is a fairly devout Mormon.
Okay.
And so he made that not one cuss word, and then he made Nacho Libre not one cuss word.
Nacho.
Yeah. And I'm amazed because I can't be that funny without cussing.
Dude,
It's really hard. All three of us are on the air on so many occasions, and we have not yet get an FCC fine. I just say fine.
Right. No, I do. I just actually think it takes a lot more skill to be funny without cursing.
You have to be more loquacious.
It's more impressive.
Yes, I agree.
Part of the reason Seinfeld's so impressive.
Thesaurus.com.
Right. All right, next item on my list, January 18th, 1974. Sees the first episode of The $6 Million Man.
So what's that with inflation, Parker?
Actually, it's probably like $18 million.
18 million?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be more than that.
It might be. It might be. That's just a wild guess.
Right, we're talking almost 50 years. So
he's made a resurgence. He's in commercials again now, jumping over little Nissans.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, but that's a little before my time. I wasn't even born in '74. So for me, Lee Majors is the fall guy to me.
Oh yeah.
And then who was with him in the Fall Guy? Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So come on now. Who did $6 Million Man have for like the hot chick?
Oh man, I don't remember.
Well, then it loses to the Fall Guy.
All right. I got one last one. January 20th, 1885.
1885.
He goes way back sometimes.
Yes. LaMarcus Thompson of Coney Island, New York, is issued the first U.S. patent for a roller coaster, the Gravity Pleasure Switchback Railway. He is dubbed the father of gravity. He had a 16. Yes,
how do you get dubbed the father of gravity for creating a roller coaster?
I think gravity preceded him too.
Yeah, it was 5 cents a ride.
That's what she said.
Now, how much was that in modern money, right? It's like $50.
He earned back his original $1,600 investment in just 3 weeks. So
now that's a good return on your investment.
There you go. All right, time for birthdays?
Yeah, done.
All right, 14th, Grant Gustin. He was Barry
The
Allen.
Flash.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I know something.
I put this one in specifically for you on the 15th. Drew Brees.
Drew Brees
had a birthday.
Well, see, I don't like that one because my daughter's birthday was on the 15th, and everyone's talking about, Drew Brees is 40. It's like, yeah, but Ellie's also like 7 or something.
Right.
Whatever she is. Yeah. Why don't y'all care about my daughter?
Does she play quarterback in the NFL?
Something like that.
Right.
She might.
The 16th, John Howard Carpenter, right?
John Carr. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
On
I didn't
the
know he
17th,
had a middle name.
Yes. On the 17th, James Earl Jones. My
Darth Vader, right?
Yes, Darth Vader, yes. Let's see. On the 18th, Dave Bautista, right?
Yeah.
I don't know Dave Bautista.
No, from Guardians
Drax,
of the Galaxy.
the Destroyer. Yeah,
Okay.
he's also a wrestler. And then on the 20th, the Doctor, Tom Baker.
Nice. All right, that's it. Who do we got on next week's show, Brian?
Oh, man, you had to. I'm not even.
You would think after all these years you would know at the end of the show. I'm going to ask that
it's
question.
Michael Bancroft from Bloomberg Television. He is a tech reporter, and he's going to be in studio talking with us about what's new and hot in tech right now.
Nice. Parker, thanks for joining us. Tell us about Winning at Life.
And Winning at Life with Gregory Ricks on 6 days a week. Catch us on WRNO around here or anytime on the Winning at Life app. Go download it absolutely free.
Thank you for your time. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Walton and Johnson, making mornings great on News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans. An iHeart radio station.